Howdy, Candorians. This is Candor. Yes, I am the voice behind all those weird games, I guess you could say. Anyway, so today I'm doing a little kind of a thing. I'm just doing this rant, and I just realized this. I don't know if it was you guys or it's just me, but have you ever noticed whenever you're in a relationship with a girl, right? And they pull something like, hey, I don't like the way you do this. And then it's like, well, you don't like the way I do shit, dude, do ya? I'll be sitting there going, no, that's not what I said. Ladies, never, and I do repeat myself, never pull that crap on your boyfriend. Unless he's pistol whipped. Like to the point where he is not going to say shit when you speak up. Don't pull that crap. Because literally, that in most guys' brains, when you try to manipulate them with that, the whole sticking words in our mouths, like when we say something like, honey, I don't know if I like this. It's like, oh, you don't like my taste, do you? You don't like this, you don't like that. I'll be sitting there going, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I fucking said. That's not what I said. I said I don't like this specifically. This problem that is going down right now. Mind you, boys, my recommendation, pick your battles. Honestly, that's the one thing. Pick your battles. Don't, automatically choose this specific problem unless, it's like it's been like occurring. That's the guideline for us boys, that we need to pick our goddamn battle. Don't be pulling that crap just to manipulate your girlfriend, because again, that means the guys are just as toxic as the women, because that's a toxic behavior, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying that right now. I'm saying that from both sides. Both sides have issues. Men, they basically say something like, I don't like this dish. I've heard so many stories on YouTube, mind you, hearing these stories about men pulling the old, I hate this garbage crap, grabbing their food, putting in the trash. I'd be sitting there going, I'd slap them silly, bro. Dude, if I had a woman that had so much love for me, that would, do lunches for me, I'd be fucking ecstatic. I'd be so happy. Seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna be proud of saying this, but it's the truth. I'm single. But it has more to do with the fact that women these days, and I don't mean all of them, no. A lot of them, like 90%, are out there just for themselves. And I'm not saying men aren't, because they are too. They fucking are. We are. We, humanity, we forgot how to be fucking grateful. Seriously, we have. We can't enjoy a person. We can't enjoy ourselves anymore. We can't love. We can't cherish. Marriage gotten to the point where it became a contract. It's not a two people wanting to be together forever. That crap. No. It's a contract. Like it's like, I'm only gonna marry you if this, and this happens. That's all. And if that doesn't happen, then it's annulled. Ladies and gentlemen, marriage can't be a contract. And if it is, it has to be a contract of love. The only conditions is, I love, honor, and obey. Well, not obey, I guess. I love, honor, and show respect, I guess you could say. Because honestly, that's the bare minimum any of us want in a relationship, let alone a marriage. They just want to make sure that the other person can not only respect them to be truthful, faithful, and loving. Love them enough to the point where none of this becomes a problem. None of it. Like, to the point where I'm like, I'm sitting in my chair,
And I would be happy. My girlfriend comes in and kisses me, lays on me, you know, and we be watching movies or whatever where we get into. The point is, a lot of men and women take that kind of stuff for granted. They really do. And it's either individuals or, you know, those specific people that think to themselves, well, I see this person, I want to get on with the next, you know, the next good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, a relationship has to be established right off the bat. Whether or not it's going to be a transsexual relationship, like the whole, hey, I benefit out of this, you do too. Literally, I abhor them. I don't like them. But you do you, boo. You do you. I don't do that crap. Whenever next relationship I ever get into. And by the way, folks, before I continue any of this, please like, subscribe, and comment down below what kind of relationship statuses and or problems you guys have been dealing with. Because holy crap, I'm pretty sure I'm only hitting the very tippity tip of the iceberg. Because ladies and gentlemen, I had a relationship problem, and I want to go on the internet just to pull out the whole concept of. I'm not going to name any names. If you guys know me and know my story, well, then it's one thing. And I haven't told you my story, so there's that. Long story short, I had a relationship, right? And it lasted 6 years. Longest relationship of my life. Initially, hold on one second. Sorry. Passing through a cherry picker. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, right. So what happened was, me and her were together for 6 years, to the point where we were gonna get married, right? Eventually. I'm not gonna say what happened because, you know, that's in the past. There's really no point in pointing that out. It didn't work. Let's just say that. It didn't work. For whatever reason. I'm not going to say it because that's neither here nor there. If anybody asks, I'll consider telling you, but don't expect it. Anyway, so basically, we stopped talking for about 4 or 5 years. After that, I got curious one day. Again, that was my fault. I did that, and it basically came into the whole concept of we've been talking and, like, let's just say we were sexting, I guess you could say. And yeah, I know. Everybody here is just sitting there groaning, going, "Oh," and trust me, I am too. Because when I thought about what happened those days, I was a complete and utter idiot, an imbecile, a half-wit, or should I say quarter-wit, because I barely had enough brains in my skull to realize I was not doing myself any favors, like any way, shape, or form. Like, honestly, I was doing myself. I was putting myself into a pitfall, to the point where I knew where the pitfall was, but I thought to myself, you know what? I can hold it. Done. You know, that's how bad it is. I put myself through that whole trap, even though I knew better. Apparently not. Well, anyway, long story short, it ended because she basically comes out and says, "Hey, you know, I went out of the country. I'm not going to say when or where. She basically went for her birthday. She went somewhere, and she basically comes back about 3 weeks later. No kidding. 3 weeks later, I was fucking stressed out of my mind, trying to figure out what's going on. And then she basically told me, "Hey, I found a guy, and I think I love him." And I'm sitting there going, "Okay, cool." I knew we were dead. By the second week, I already had that thought in my process. The first week, I didn't want to believe it. I was an idiot. It should have happened after the first 2 minutes. Honestly, folks. Between you and me, I'm a sap. And that sappiness of me thought to myself, was like, well, maybe that ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put it on the side note. This girl was the reason why I kind of got out of my shell, right? I was very introverted, right? She was the reason why I got my head out of my own ass, because I was always afraid that people would betray me, because I've had some scars on my back. I'll just say that people have betrayed me so many times that I keep forgetting to watch my own back. Well, she let my guard down. We dated for a while. How we were, like I said, we were gonna get married at one point. Didn't happen. Not gonna rehash that again. Even though I had already. I'm sorry. Anyway, long story short. Yeah, basically I told her to get off, fuck off. And the only reason I'm even mentioning any of this is because not too long ago, it was last week actually. It was not last week. It was I think it was 4 days ago. That's how bad it was, man. I was like, Anyway, so she sent me a message through Insta, mind you. Yeah, Insta. So she basically sends me she goes through that, and I'm like, okay, well, I was a dumbass for pushing the OK button. I should have nipped it in the bud first, but then again, don't worry. I smarted up real quick, because I knew she was basically trying to basically manipulate me a little bit, because I know she pulled a few things, like her favorite line is, well, you're not the only one that got hurt that day. I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. You also got hurt. Okay, cool. And then she pulls this line. This is the line that always got me. It's like, well, I think we hurt each other. And I'm like, really? I don't think you were hurt that much, because if you could have pulled that fucking line after you basically chose not to be on my side. I even tried to get you an out. I didn't say this, of course, because that would have, another trap, and I was very smart at this point. I got to the point where I had a scouter looking for the traps, that I even gained gravity boots to the point. That's how prepared I was with this. Like I levitated over these things. I did. I was done. She basically pulls that crap. She gets me another landmine though. See, when we were dating, we had this. You know how some couples have these really cutesy nicknames. I'm not afraid to say this, but when we were dating, we developed our own names. Mind you, alter egos, you could say. They weren't really cutesy or anything. They were just alter egos. Yeah, we were into this whole fantasy thing. Yeah, seriously, fantasy and everything. We were both the major otaku. And if any of you guys ever know what that means, look it up, folks. Look it up. Yes, we're not Japanese or nothing, but we were definitely otaku. Anyway, so long story short, she basically says, okay, well, have a good day, have the good rest of your life. And then she uses the name I made for myself, which means she was trying to basically ball bust me. I said, okay, cool. I didn't fall for it though, because I could have easily just sent her hers, but I wasn't gonna. See, that would have been playing on her level. I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger. I have more self-esteem than before. I am stronger than before, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I'm putting out this post, is because these women are basically, these type of women, no, I'm not saying all women, no. These type of women is the reason why most men are fucking single these days, is because they try to pull power plays, you know? And I call power plays because they're the type of plays where it's kind of like on when you have you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh? Never watched Yu-Gi-Oh? Basically, they have this thing where there's a card game, right? Where these special cards that all have these special abilities. And the only reason I'm mentioning any of this is because these women have these special cards. Men have them too, and they use them. But the thing is, not all men use them for the right reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, I get frustrated when I see this shit, right? I get frustrated, mega, when women try to use power plays, kind of like the manipulation, verbal manipulation. Basically, you know, the whole, well, like I said earlier, you know, the whole, it's like, you don't like this, you don't like that about me, then you hate me, you fucking hate me. I'm like sitting there going, wow, amazing gymnastics. I didn't know a mind could jump that far. God damn. What are you, a superhuman? You know? Like they jump to a level, to the point where they can cross the Grand Canyon with a single leap. Super manipulator, able to leap the tallest building with one single leap of the mind. Literally. Like, seriously, guys. Like, I get frustrated when I see that shit. And that isn't just the only one. I've seen other ones where they basically, it's like, oh, well, so, what do you think about my cooking? Not bad. I knew it. You couldn't do it, man. You couldn't placate me for anything. It's like, what the fuck? All I said was I needed salt. What the hell? That's one hell of a leap. It's like, you were cheating on me. Or yeah, those are my favorite ones, where they try to pull the old I'm cheating on you crap just because I show some interest in talking to somebody else, right? Like, and I'm not talking about like looking at a girl. No. Like, it could be your cousin from like your distant aunt or whatever. You'd be hanging out with her, going, I'll see you later. I'll see you. And all of a sudden the girl goes, who the fuck was that? I'll be sitting there going, it was my cousin. Oh, well, your cousin. Oh, you're doing that, huh? I'm sitting there going, no. I am not doing anything except talking. I haven't seen her in years. And you pull that crap? Really? You're that? So you think to yourself, you're that manipulative that you have to leap at whatever you can find just to get a good stranglehold on someone, right? You practically grab them by the throat, pick them up off the floor, going, you are mine forever. Do not go anywhere. Do not touch anyone. You are mine. And yet, my favorite manipulation tactic is when it gets turned back on them, right? When it gets turned back on them. And I'm talking about anyone in general, so don't think I'm just talking about women. Anyone has this capability, because it's crazy. My favorite one is this one, where, like I said, it gets turned back on them, right? Like, oh, really? We are in a good relationship, right? And they basically berate you for talking to someone, and all of a sudden you realize that they're talking to another girl, right, or another guy. They're talking to somebody else, and it looks flirty, and you're like, what the fuck was that? And then they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, you gave me shit about talking about my cousin the other week, and now you're
practically making out with this person right over here. And they give you that look like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put this out right now. The fact that if you pull that crap, you are the lowest of the low. You are not worthy of being a human because of the fact that you don't deserve any kind of recompense. Because if you truly pull that crap, literally, it's just a really bad power move. You basically think to yourself that I'm God's gift to anyone. And you could do whatever, you could do no wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, never put up with that bullshit. Never. Don't do it. Because no one is worth that much pain. You guys hate it? You guys hate the fact that I said that? Cool. You can hate me all you want. Hate me. I don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put out the truth. The full truth and nothing but the truth. Mind you, most of this was basically... I'm not saying that the world is completely covered in filth. No. There's a very thick layer on top. You see, that's the problem. I know there's good people out there. I hope I can find some good ones. Mind you, lately, and another thing about another category that I've always hated and I've recently got are the ghosters. Yeah, those are always fun. I had a ghoster the other day. We were talking and we had a meetup, right? She basically ghosted me for the afternoon. I'm out there for like 3.5 hours, right, waiting for her. I'm out there for about an hour, in. I'm texting her, sending her messages left and right, and then she finally says, "Hey, I'm kind of at my friend's house, right? I'm at my friend's house." I said, "Okay, at your friend's house, cool. When are you coming over here?" It's like, I kind of need some money to get there. I'm talking to my friend if they would give me some. I said, okay, I'll wait. And then about 15 minutes later, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Are you coming? And she goes, well, I'm at home right now, and I live pretty close to her. And I'm like, whoa, wait. And the last message she gave me, by the way, this is all true. She gave me the information that she was about 5 miles away. Her friend lives about 5 miles away, supposedly. I'm not saying who her name is, but that was literally her conversation. She basically told me that she was going 5 miles away, and then for 5 miles away, she basically said, oh, by the way, I live literally next to her. And I'm sitting there going, you said 5 miles. You said 5 effing miles. Can't you just go over next door, as you said, to go talk to her? And she pulls the old, well, don't. It's like, don't try to use my words against me. I'm like, oh, sweetie, I'm not using your words against you. I'm just telling you what you fucking told me. Yes, folks, she tried to manipulate me with the fucking truth. Like she was basically caught in a lie. Yeah, that's another fun one, where she just basically gets caught in a lie and basically tries to make me feel like shit for catching her at the lie. And I told her, I am done. I don't trust you. I don't know you. We're done. And then the girl goes, well, I don't like the fact that you don't trust me. I'm like, of course I don't fucking trust you. I don't know you. That's kind of the reason why we're doing any of this. So we can see each other and maybe get to know each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I was willing to let her come to see me at my place. And usually I don't do that. But because I didn't have any money at the time, I didn't have any other options. But I said, fine, we can hang out at my place. We can watch movies or whatever. And no, we're not going to do the whole, Netflix chill thing. We weren't. I know I wasn't. I was going to be away from her to the point where she knew that I was not going to touch her. Not until I felt like we were like in that position in life. And at the very least, I want to date someone for about a year before I even consider, going after her. And I do say at least a year. Mind you, my minimum is 6 months. I'm gonna be honest, 6 months. We have to get together for about 6 months before we even consider getting physical. A year would be just me telling her that I want to be with her. Maybe we can, start planning for some really cool, fun stuff. 2 years at the minimum is when I would consider marrying the person. Minimum. Mind you, it really depend on the person. Sometimes it would take a year and a half. I've done that before, and it never worked out, unfortunately. But anyway, thank you for hearing my rants, guys, and I appreciate you guys checking this out. I'll boot up this video tonight. Please, again, like, subscribe, and I do emphasis on subscribe, please, and comment what your guys' reactions to this, whether or not you feel sorry for me or you're just laughing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mind getting a little clout here. This is another PSA. This is just me basically putting out what kind of people there are I've noticed and had to deal with over my time in the dating scene. And guys and gals, if you do this to people, everything I've said, honestly, you guys are the worst. Honestly, sincerely, I believe you guys are the worst. If you are the victims of such a thing, there are good people out there. All you have to do is find them. And I hope you do. So, again, like always, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. And if you can't be careful, well, that's kind of your fault, isn't it? Anyway, take care. Candor out.